Hey everybody, how's it going? On today's video, we are going to be talking about a couple things. One of them is the website Royal Road, where you can find a lot of LitRPG goodness and read it for free. Oh my. And we're also going to talk about one of the LitRPG stories that I found out in there on Royal Road that isn't on an Audible or an audiobook as of yet, and something that I just really enjoyed and wanted to share with, and how I just loved the experience of Royal Road, and I just also loved the stories that I'm finding there that I can actually read and not listen to. I'm more of an audio listener, but a reading has been interesting, and finding the certain books, and have just been like, oh, I kind of want to know more and more about this, especially the one story that I'm going to go ahead and talk about that I just got really sucked into and really enjoy, and can't wait for more of it, or at least to catch up to where everyone else is at. But yeah, so let's go ahead and first talk about Royal Road. I've heard this name thrown around a bunch when in the summaries of audiobooks. And I was kind of like, okay, Royal Road this, Royal Road that. And one day I just was like, all right, I want to go ahead and jump on the website of Royal Road and just see what's there, and see if I can maybe find an interesting story to dive into and read. And it was a little weird at first, because I was just like trying to find a certain lit RPG kind of story that I was interested in. And they had a, popular and up and coming, and what people are interested in right now. And I was able to find a story and dive into it, something that I was interested in, and just it was a great experience. I was like, ooh, it was actually a great find, and I can't wait to continue to consume this story. What story is that, you may ask? That one is called The Runesmith. This is by, I'm going to probably butcher this, I apologize, Creopon. Yeah, so I saw this, and I've always loved the story of not just fighting with, just skills and, overpowered, training montages, and, I like those. Like, for a great example, Primal Hunter, that is a great story and a great audiobook, narrated by Travis Baldry, and written by Zogarth. And that's a great story of just, beat downs and learning new abilities and leveling up. And in Runesmith, it's more of like, hey, let's go ahead and build things, and get into the nitty gritty of magic and make artifacts and make weapons. So yeah, Runesmith is pretty much how it sounds. A little bit of the story is someone gets isekai'd into a child's body. The child is noble, and he wants to make ends meet. He wants to be important. He's like the fourth son of this baron, so not a high on the totem pole, and is just not looked upon with any favor until he starts, getting his magic and getting his abilities, and people see some more worth in him, and it's very interesting, and especially the person's previous life before they get isekai'd into this universe is that they were a computer technician, and those skills are integrated into this new world's magic, which I thought was very interesting, and not just like, I'm casting this, I'm casting that. No, it's like, let me debug this and create that and put this together to make this really interesting, piece of magical gear. So yeah, the Runesmith is something I would recommend to people. It is one of the more popular stories on Royal Road right now. And again, I will leave a link to Royal Road and to the story Runesmith in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and check it out. I would love to hear the stories that you are reading on Royal Road that aren't an Audible book or any kind of audio narration has been done on it yet. I would love to listen, or to go ahead and actually read some of these books that you would recommend. But so far, I think like 16 to 20 chapters in on Runesmith. And this has been a story that's going on. I think you can see it's like 4 years old, And so again, really excited and can't wait to just continue consuming this story and reading it. It's weird, but it's kind of nice not to always have to listen to something, but to consume this story in a different way and just read it. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that. So yeah, again, Runesmith is definitely a story that I would go ahead and recommend to those that are interested, and not just the just the brawling story, but more of like the technical aspect of a story and how someone, instead of fighting with their fists and how everyone else fights, like becoming a knight or something, this person's just like, well, let me go ahead and create these things that I can put on, then beat the crap out of everybody, or create things like something along the lines of like Magitech, and yeah. Is an interesting story, and I can't wait to continually consume this particular story. I do have some others that I am interested in, and can't wait to get into those. But this one is taking the primarily most of my reading time when I'm on Royal Road. So yeah, there's another cool thing on Royal Road is that you can support the author by donations. And I thought that's always pretty cool because, again, if you're enjoying it and you get to, comment, and sometimes even those comments will go ahead and actually change things about the story, or they'll fix things, and which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, this is a pretty nifty tool for those that like lit RPGs and want to get into more lit RPGs. So yeah, this was a video I really wanted to make because I got really excited after consuming the Runesmith and seeing a couple other stories that I went ahead and saved to my library, and can't wait to start getting into those. So yeah, again, it's free. It's pretty awesome, and you have opportunities to support the authors, which is another kind of a bonus to this whole website, where they were bringing people in and letting them, create their stories, and seeing like, one day that they become something on Audible, or they get narrated by one of the big names in narration for audiobooks for lit RPGs, and that story just like kind of takes off, and it's got its humble beginnings on Royal Road. And sometimes I don't think that always happens, but I think it's kind of cool from someone that listens to primarily audiobooks, that sees a story or reads a story and then sees like, it coming out on Audible or getting picked up by a distributor that makes audiobooks. So I just think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I just totally geeked and blurbed out on Royal Road and the Runesmith. And again, there will be links in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and check them out for yourself. I, again, just loved the experience of Royal Road, and I can't wait to find more stories and get into, just get into it. Again, please comment below and let me know of any stories that you are reading currently on Royal Road that are worth checking out. So yeah, without further ado, I'll let you guys go. And oh, by the way, at the time of this recording, Christmas is coming around and all the other holidays and New Year's and all that jazz. So I wanted to go ahead and say Happy New Year's, Happy Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Toodles!